I made a beanie head, very cute, and this one I didn't finish it completely. I left a hole there so that you can pass your ponytail if you have long hair, but this one I'm going to make it normally. So I'm using the chained ribbing that we have online, and this is a very pretty stitch. I'm doing a great gray one here, making it. So what I have here is that I casted on 126 stitches, and I have a one last stitch, and I'll explain in a little bit. So this is number 4 yarn, and I'm using size 8 knitting needles. And you remember that for this, and please watch the video on how to make this stitch, but with this one you remember that we knit 2 and then purl 3 together, knit 2 and purl 3 together, knit 2, purl 3 together. But on this hat you don't end with knit 2, you end with only knit 1. And then of course on the other side you are going to purl 1, yarn over, purl, yarn over, purl 2. So you only have 1 on this side, and the reason is that when you sew them together you will lose a stitch right there, so you end up having only the 2 purls once you sew it, and that's the reason why you have 2 on this side and only 1 purl on this side. So once you have about 6.5 inches, let me get this out. Once you have about 6.5 inches, but I have a small head, so 6.5 inches is good for me, and then I will start taking off. I am going to make one for my son, and I will probably use a number 9 knitting needles, and I will probably use do 7.5 inches before I start taking off, because he has a bigger head. And let's get on how to take off for the top of the hat. Okay, let's start with the taking off stitches stage. That's where I started taking off, and this one has a hole for the ponytail, but on this one we're going to do a complete one. So row 1 of the taking off is that you want to knit 2, and this is your repeat. You're going to purl 3 together, knit 2 together, purl 3 together, and knit 2. Again, you are going to purl 3 together, knit 2 together, purl 3 together, and knit 2. So let's repeat that sequence again. You are going to purl 3 together, knit 2 together, purl 3 together, go, and knit 2. And then of course at the end you're going to end with only knit 1. So I will see you at the end of this row. In this row you are going to finish by purling those 3 together and knit 1. Okay, row number 2 of the taking off stage, you are going to purl 1, yarn over, purl, yarn over, and purl 2. So you're not taking off anything on this, but you are doing what it shows: yarn over, purl, yarn over, and purl 1, because that's where you knitted 2 together on the other row. So let's repeat this. You are going to yarn over, purl, yarn over, purl 2, yarn over, purl, yarn over, and purl 1. And let's repeat that again. You're going to yarn over, purl, yarn over, purl 2, yarn over, purl, yarn over, and purl 1. And you repeat that all the way to the end of the row, and I'll see you when I get there. Or at the end of row number 2, what you want to do here is yarn over, purl, yarn over, and purl the last 2. Okay, now row number 3 of the takeoff stage is that you want to, let me get this thing straight. You're going to, the repetition starts all the way from the beginning, so you're going to knit 2 stitches together, purl 3 stitches together, knit 1, and purl 3 stitches together. Let's get this in order, purl 3 together. So let's repeat this. You are going to knit these 2 stitches together that you have there, knit 2 together, purl these 3 stitches together, knit 1, and purl these 3 stitches together. So let's do that again. You are going to knit 2 together, and those are the ones that you're losing 1 right there. You're by knitting those 2 together, and then you purl those 3 together, knit 1, and purl those 3 stitches together, and do that all the way to the other side, and I'll see you then. In row 3 you're going to end by knitting those 2 stitches together, purling these 3 together, and knit 1. Okay, now row number 4, you don't take anything off, you just follow what shows. So purl 1, yarn over, purl, yarn over, purl 1, yarn over, purl, yarn over, purl 1, and you do that all the way to the end. You end with a purl 1. So yarn over, purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, yarn over, purl one yarn over and do that all the way to the end of the row. On row number 5, what you want to do is that you want to take those 4 and purl them together. So we're going to purl 4 together throughout, and you end with purl 1. So purl all those 4 together. You're going to end with 26 on this row. So on row number 1 of the takeoff, you end with 64. On row number 3 of the takeoff, you end with 51. On row number 4, on row number 5, you end with 26. So there we go. We're just going to purl 4 together throughout, and I will see you at the end of this row. At this point, on row number 6, if you want to have that hole there for your ponytail or for ventilation, and you just bind off knitwise. But if you want to continue with your hat, you on row number 6 you only knit. So knit the 26 stitches, and I will see you at the end of this row. Row number 7, what you want to do is that you want to purl 1 and purl 2 together throughout. So purl 1 and purl 2 together. Purl 1 and purl 2 together, and I will see you at the end of this row. Purl 1, purl 2 together. So row number 7, you end with purl 2. And then row number 8, you only knit. And I'll see you when I finish this one. On row number 9, you're just going to purl 2 together throughout, 2 together, 2 together, and you're going to end up with 9 stitches. Let's do that. 2 together, so I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now I'm going to cut my yarn. Leave a long tail. So like that, you can sew it down. You can sew it from the bottom to the top and then from the top down. And then with a needle, pass your yarn through your stitches. So that's what I'm doing now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. There we go. Pass it through. And then what you can do to reinforce it is just go through the same stitches over again. Make sure you catch all of them. And now you can close it tight. And now it's time to sew. Bring your yarn and make a little knot in the back just to secure it. There we go. And now we can start sewing. So now you sew from one side to the other. Pick up that one and then go where you have the 2, skip that one. So go from knot to knot And from the other side, from that knot, skip that one and go to the next. And come this side, pick up where you left off and go to the next. And then on the other side, you pick up. Remember that you have to have your purl. So you're going to have a purl on one side and the 2 pearls on the other side, because that's where you're going to be closing. So you do want to make sure that you're picking up that the pearls show. So you go from that knot, skip one and go to the next. Pick up that knot, skip one and go to the next. Open your work and see where you're at. So pick up that one, skip one and go to the next. And then I'll see you when I finish doing this. And then of course you can start from the bottom to the top also, so you don't have a knot there at the very end. So this is the way it should look when you sew it. You see, I'm right there. So it's a very nice sew. Go from knot to knot. And I sewed from the bottom up a little, and see how nice that looks. So finishing something is very, very important. Well, thank you very much for watching, and please share us with your friends and like our page and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.